So I feel like those are equal. Sometimes what you have to say is so important, right? It's so meaningful to you. You're gonna say it, even though you know the person who you're saying it to could smack the shit out of you. You're gonna take it because
you know what it is.
You know,
I think a lot of those people live in a world where they feel this argument should be won based on wit and words and who can piss each other off and that whatever nonsense.
On wit and word and what?
And nonsense. Basically,
okay.
And until they realize they live in a very three-dimensional world and you can get hit by this person. You know, whatever dimensional world we live in, it's whatever. But in this realm, outside of your thought and consciousness, this person can physically harm you, and it's gonna suck. You know, and yeah, I think I think a lot of it's that. I think a lot of it's that. I think those folks that are that way, that they start talking shit to people. They don't realize that this person is gonna get angry, and they're just gonna understand their existence differently, and they're gonna put their hands on you. You know.
I feel this like in my emotional center. Like my intellectual senses, that makes no sense. You can't hit it. You can't hit people. I saw very recently, I don't know if you guys saw this video, where some older Caucasian lady, I don't know what variety of Caucasian she was, sometimes it's hard to tell. So this older Caucasian lady was in a wheelchair, and she is saying to what I assume is an African-American man, I don't know what variety of black he was, but he's in his car, he's videotaping, so we don't ever see him. And the older lady is calling him a nigger. And she called him a nigger, and he says, while the camera's going, he goes, go ahead and call me a nigger again. And she took that invite seriously, and so she said, nigger. And what we didn't know, and she didn't know, is that he had some air freshener spray in his hair, like Glade Potpourri. And after the second or third nigger, he sprays her in the face with the potpourri. Now, this was some funny fucking shit, right? Because I don't believe that you should harm people, and you definitely shouldn't beat up old ladies. But if it was an old lady who deserved to get potpourri in the mouth, she definitely just did potpourri in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But part of her motivation, I bet she had a justification in her head as to why she was allowed to keep calling him a nigger. Right? He must have done something.
I would never want to hear what those justifications possibly might be.
I don't really think it's important either, but what I'm saying is, just as a human, I just recognize that there's some reasoning in this old crazy lady's head that she believes she could get away with it. But here's the second level. He is a young, healthy man who you are clearly infuriating by the word you've chosen to call him. He has said, cut it out. How does it not click in your brain that you should, for your own safety, cut it out? Just don't say that word to him anymore.
Because she thought she was a little old lady.
Yeah, like certain females, they just have in their head, no matter what I do to you, you can't hit me. And like, okay.
And he didn't. And this is the thing. He tricked the system because he didn't hit her.
Yeah, he just sprayed her.
He had Lysol in his goddamn car or something, and got her all up in her mouth and in her face.
Did she stick her face in his car?
No, she was sitting outside of his car.
And he
sprayed her. That's the thing. I think it was probably like a parking dispute because he seemed to be parked in a place that might have been like a no parking or a disabled parking. So again, she might have had some sort of reason to be angry at him, but it's like the malfunctioning and the education of like a certain segment of human beings where when she's angry at this black man because he's behaving in a way she doesn't think is good, the word that comes to mind that she wants to use is nigga, nigga, nigga. You know what I mean? Like that's where she came from.
She wants to cause us much pain and thinking she have no retaliation for it, I think.
Right.
But that's wrong.
Like, it must come from a place of like,
it's
this
deep,
is what I think of you uneducated or
disgusting.
Right. Me personally, I would be offended if that woman was calling me nigga, but I don't think that it would like infuriate me. Only because it's like clearly coming from such an ignorant place.
Yeah, like that's
I've been called
a
a spick and it didn't really ruin my day. Like
a dick? Did you say a dick?
Spick. No.
Oh, spick.
He's like, who hasn't been called a dick?
No. Yeah, I've been called a dick. It actually makes me feel good about myself.
I got it. I've been called a dick right before we started recording.
Yeah. I mean, compliment.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm saying I've been called that, and I mean, of course, I can't compare it because I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
But personally, it just didn't ruin my day. I just heard it. I'm like, all right, well, you know.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On my time.
But that was always, even as a kid, that was always my motto. Like, people do say stuff purposely to try to get you to react. But once you react, you're the one in trouble. So so unless somebody hit you first, I don't care what you talk about. You know, like that was my motto just growing up. Like if nobody touched you, say whatever you want. Like you talk about my mom's and my grandma's cook weird or whatever the fuck you want to say, but as long as you don't come in my arm reach, I don't got to do nothing to you. You know,
well, that's fair.
Yeah, that was my.
I respect my personal space.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit. I think I'm a little bit older than you guys, right? I think I'm older.
Oh,
than
you're
you guys.
definitely older than the Twiggler.
No, he's
so. But when you guys were kids, was your mother as killer an insult as it was when I was a kid? So when I was a kid, your mother would start a fight.
Yeah. That
my mom did that.
That was the neighborhood button. Your mother, or your father not around, or you.
Oh well, that's real. That's real personal. That
I know.
But
being in the hood, like 9 times out of 10, the niggas is right, even though they be assholes.
Your mama like the B-13. Everybody took her out on there.
Yeah,
your father's not around. Well, your father's not around either.
Yeah.
Like, why is this?
He's like, you don't got.
They're probably together.
You don't got Nikes. You got Fikes. It was like,
yeah.
So it was always little stuff like that, like, you know, because I was born closer to the 80s and the 70s, so like we had those type of struggles. He's like, you know, we'll dance fight you, you know, and then that's how the neighborhood know who was the toughest. Like we'll have a breakdance battle, and then from there, leave the neighborhood.
I'm 100%. John, please believe me. See, what he just said was funny, but I've 100% had breakdance battles back in kindergarten.
Yeah,
real talk.
And that's how you tell we old.
Okay,
did you really?
That's how I remember it.
We old.
Nah, shit.
See, I know.
What was your winning move? What was your killer move? Now I gotta hear this.
I mean, I just freestyled, yo. I just did what felt right.
Yeah.
Well, what felt right? Like the robot? Like did you swing on the floor? Did you that like what's it called, the 5-step shit?
He don't even know what it's called, but he want details.
I don't know what it's called, but you know that thing with your arms, where your arms do the little squiggly and you do it through your body up to your other arm, and then you can give it to somebody else. And they catch it too, and they just, you know what I'm talking about.
The wave?
The pop locker.
The fucking wave, bro.
That little arm wave.
Nah, that's technically still a pop locker.
I murdered with that. I murdered with that, yo. I murdered with that, yo. If I did that next to you right now, you would feel compelled to finish it.
I feel compelled right now, bro.
My moves are, yo.
I'm actually fighting the urge, bro, constantly since you mentioned that.
Let me put the beat on, nigga. Put the beat on.
Alright, stop.
Breakdance battles, yo.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
see, that's how you can tell. That's how you can tell who's the oldest in the room, because Twiggy don't even know nothing about them breakdance battles.
Nah, I just feel it, bro. I feel it in my corazón.
Yeah,
In my corazón.
Motherfuckers
True.
be having in the lunchroom and shit. Niggas be like, yo, that's a nice lunch. Be like, word. It's like, what you gonna do for that lunch, sucker? Niggas, they just fucking stand in the middle of the middle of the lunch floor, nigga. You see the fat
Someone
nigga.
starts taking out cardboard boxes out of nowhere.
Yeah, like
what the fuck?
We used to get it in, nigga, for any reason. It's like that shit, that was war back then. But now, everybody all pussy and shit. Nobody want to fight you, but they want to
shoot you. Yeah, they all
pull a gun on you, but nobody want to fight you.
Lives and shit.
Piece of shit. You might as well go back to dance battles. That was fun.
Yeah, that's
all right. Well, that's the remix. That's the remix on what I just said. Because I was saying everybody needs to learn to fight, but maybe nobody needs to learn to fight. We all need to learn to dance.
Yeah, man.
And then the whole
dance
Bible
battles.
thing,
yeah, go back to dance battles. Like you just gotta, because by then you gotta get creative. You're not dancing. Oh, I'm gonna kill this nigga. Like you gotta think about how I'm gonna blow his goddamn mind and he can't come back from this. You know.
What about laser tag?
What? Nigga, you don't gotta make shit complicated. You gotta pay for laser tag, motherfucker. You don't gotta pay to dance.
But everybody plays laser tag in the street though.
Yeah, and everybody gotta buy that laser tag
shit.
Ain't
gonna
be
talking shit.
You
laughing.
You get dressed in whatever you feel like getting dirty in that day, nigga. You go outside and you just
apparently Dancer just needs a boom box because we go fucking find a boom box.
You don't even need a boom box. You just need a nigga with fat cheeks.
What?
Nigga with fat cheeks just.
Oh, the beatbox.
You just be going crazy.
Yo, Grady is right, but I don't want to agree with him because I don't like the implications of that cheek. I don't like it.
Maybe skinny niggas doing it too. So.
He's right though. He's right though, but I don't like.
Find a nigga with some fucking woodchuck cheeks, nigga.
Wildcats was an ill movie, bro.
What?
You remember that movie, Wildcats, the football movie?
Stupid.
Nah.
Oh man, you fucked up.
See, and that shit older than you is, nigga. That's funny as
bro.
shit.
You seen it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good.
You definitely saw it on a VHS.
That's a reference.
Yeah, that movie was in the 80s, I think.
Yeah,
like 87 or some shit like that.
Probably older, bro. I think it's 83.
Yeah, man.
I want to say.
See, I told you, nigga, I'm old. I'm old, nigga.
Nigga, I'm old.
It was a football movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It was a comedy.
Yeah, like The Longest Yard. That shit was hilarious, too. And the original one was back in the 70s.
I've never seen the original. I only seen the remake. And I like the remake.
What was this guy's name with the mustache?
Billy Bob Thornton?
No. Fucking the other one. Not Smokey and the Bandit. Was it Smokey and the Bandit?
What, Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds. Fucking Burt Reynolds was in the original. In the original,
Didn't he just pass away? Didn't he just die?
Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, didn't he die?
No, I don't know. I didn't hear about Burt Reynolds. I heard about,
That's what's this called?
Fucking Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's father.
Yeah.
I heard about him.
Yeah, he was super funny.
And
I
this
heard
guy
about
recently.
Little Richard.
Yeah, Little Richard's gone.
And somebody told me yesterday that fucking Wee Man died.
Who?
Wee Man?
Wee Man. Nigga.
There was somebody else.
Dr. Evil's little fucking mini-me, nigga, he died.
That's Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer, yeah, he died.
I thought he'd been died.
Nah, they say he died like a month or two ago.
Oh, forgive me.
No. It's been a while. I think somebody just told you.
Yeah.
But that's good enough.
No, but there's somebody else who passed, and I can't remember the actor's name. I can only picture his face. I'm gonna look at it right now.
Was this person a dwarf?
No, he wasn't. He was not a dwarf, but you've seen him in a lot of movies doing side parts. He was like in what's that shit called?
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Burgundy. Fuck.
Yeah, those are two different genres of movie, bro.
Yeah.
Ron Jeremy's Blowfest.
Somebody got Pornhub.
And he died?
But, yeah, man. I'm going to get his name back to you. I can't seem to look it up right now. My shit's not working.
You made it up, yo.
No, I did it. He's been in a lot of movies, bro. He's played like usually on like the side of the anchorman.
Was it the bald-headed dude?
No, he had hair.
Yeah, hair.
Yeah. He died like at 83 years old, though.
Y'all, you both are terrible at describing human beings. There's only two states, both bald or hair? Be like, yo, he was bald. Nah, yeah.
All right. Well, that narrows it down. That's the right direction, bro.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because I was thinking about the guy that. What the fuck? What else did he play in?
It wasn't.
Well, that's the guy that I was thinking about.
Seriously, y'all have still not added one detail. I bet you.
I said he was funny.
I bet you it takes you niggas. I bet you it takes you motherfuckers like 3 days to create a player on NBA 2K.
Nah, son, some serious
We
shit.
actually started the other day, but
Oh, some serious shit, son. That should take my son that long, my nigga. Like, I'm not even fucking with you, son. Like, I sat with this nigga for 3 fucking half-hour videos, nigga, making a character, nigga.
Lord.
I was like, yo, you sure that beard good, nigga? Like, we've been sitting here for 2 hours, nigga. Like, you sure you want that shit curly like that, son? You want to straighten that shit out?
You want this length or that length?
Tell that nigga, them
This
socks don't
length
look
or that
kosher, my
length?
nigga. So you gonna wear them socks with that uniform, my nigga? Seriously, son?
Oh, you gonna wear socks?
Yeah, that elbow pad don't even look right, nigga. Like, you got to change the drawers and all that, son.
That's you young motherfuckers. Y'all like the socks.
Nah,
young
son,
motherfuckers. Like, what?
My baby boy
Right,
do that
that's
shit, son. For
It's
2
nice to have
days.
choice, but it's paralyzing. It's paralyzing. Like, yo, I'm
And
going
then-
to and then you can't even really see it, right?
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you make this, elaborate character.
Mhm.
You picking tattoos. You picking
Yeah, all
individual
that shit.
tattoos.
Son, haircuts
And you know
and
you
shit.
can't see no damn tattoos.
Then the nigga play the shit for like 5 minutes. Play the shit for half a game, nigga, and then switch games. I'm like, nigga, what? We just sat there for 2 fucking hours for nothing, nigga. Like, you better play that shit. Nigga, oh no.
It's like I haven't spent that amount of time working on my relationship. Like, seriously,
Shit.
like you. What the fuck?
Shit crazy. Yeah, I just picked the default character. I'm like, nigga, win or lose, nigga, we gonna play today. Like that. Like, I'm not even scared of it.
sad, yo. I don't play video games. My daughter does, and she'll bust my ass on any one of those games. It's a fucking shame.
No, I haven't played games in years, but I can still slaughter my son on them shits. Like, I be telling him, like, yo, I have no idea what I'm playing, but give me at least 5-10 minutes to learn the buttons. Nigga, it's gonna be over for you after that.
I do okay with fight games. Fighting games, for some reason, I usually get a quick knack for. Shooting games takes me a little longer.
Well, fighting and shooting games, I feel force you to learn the buttons faster because you be wanting to do shit. You don't know how to do it, so you try to figure that shit out as fast as possible.
I think fighting the games, for the most part, are typically universal. Like I understand here, move to the side if they come with this.
Well, no, with the the different button layouts, especially judging from Xbox to PlayStation, like each button do different things. So like, remember in the arcade when you had the 6 buttons and one button was low punch, medium punch, high punch.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same shit in the controller.
Back with that shit.
I think I told you I'm old, my nigga. But just like the controller is the same thing. It's just you got more than 6 buttons. So like you got 4 buttons here, you got 4 buttons on the top, you got this shit. Like,
they make controls now for fucking
so
grades.
You pretty much you got controls for everything now.
Like, yeah, seriously.
I think when it comes to the fighting games or those sort of first person shooter joints, the truth is you probably put a lot of time into it when you were a kid, and it's sort of akin to, listen, if you were a race car driver in 1985 and you were that level of professional back in 85, if they put you into one of the newer cars, of course the newer cars are like better and they have more features, but you still know how to drive, right? So you take a couple laps around and you're sort of going to get the hang of it. Are you going to be top level? You know what I mean? Probably not. You're probably not going to get those level skills. But it's essentially the same. It's the same muscle.
Yeah.
So like John said with the fighting games, I mean, he probably put hours into it when he was a kid. You know what I mean? And it's like, no. The buttons are the same, and the same as with the shooting game. Now, my problem is I probably play more games than you guys, but I don't play it all the time. Like, I'll go months and I won't play.
Yeah.
And I sucked when I was a kid. So I still suck, right? And so I could play these games by myself. Like, you know, I'll go play whatever the fucking the solo joints, you know, solo missions and something like that. But you put me online with these fucking savages out there.
Yeah, brother. This shit
They
is a career.
They can all suck my dick because I'm not. First of all, I don't like being called nigga by 8-year-olds.
They're racist animals, so bro.
I don't like that at all. Especially when they keep killing me. Especially when I cannot equalize and kill them back. You know what I mean?
That is a job for them. You know, like they literally eat shit and sleep this shit. You know, day and night.
That's all they're dreaming.
I'm just looking around. I'm just trying to get the buttons. I'm just like,
that's it. That's why a lot of games like I won't play online because like as soon as you walk out, somebody coming to get you. Because it's like, oh, here's the new fish. It's like, yo, game shouldn't be like this, man.
How could you tell just from my movements that I didn't know how to play the game?
Yeah, because if you play before, you know not to stay in the same spot. so as soon as you spawn, you just start running. You don't just stand there. Like that, and that's what I learned from a lot of different games. Like, it's certain games you don't want to stand there. Like at no point. Like if you stand there for more than 5 seconds, somebody's gonna shoot at you, whether it's on your team or not.
I learned that in Gears of War.
Have either of you played that game Fortnite?
No, my son plays the fuck out of that.
So you've seen that game. You've seen your son play it, right?
Definitely.
Yo, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in that game. I've never played it, but I've seen videos of it.
No, it's pretty much.
Honestly, that game makes me feel so fucking elderly. Because I have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Makes me want to play now.
Dude, it's just a big game of last man standing. So every session is 100 people. You pretty much you're by yourself. You got to kill everybody until you're the last one. That's the only objective.
Okay, what are they building? What are they knocking down?
The reason why
why don't they pick up the guns all the time? What's happening here?
The reason why they build stuff on the fly is to not get shot in like as a decoy to make you think that you're in there, so you can blow it up later. Or you know, if somebody's shooting at you, you could build shit on the fly while people are shooting at you, and they use that as like a barrier or a defense. Some guns they don't pick up because if I guess they can tell the strength of the gun by the color of it, so they know which ones not to pick up. So I guess if it's whatever purple or blue or whatever, one is stronger than the other. So you know when you fighting on the fly, you know what you need pretty much. So if you need something with long range, if it got a certain color, you're gonna go for that color. If you need like a shotgun or something, like you're going to go short range, you know, you're going to go for that color. And the reason why they break shit all the time is because sometimes when you break shit, a mysterious weapon pops out of it. It's like that's the part that they make for kids because that doesn't make sense. But I guess it's fun for the kids. But it's pretty much Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty with sparkles and lights. It's like pretty much. And that's all it is.
Playing for yourself.
Yeah, or if you ever played PUBG, it's exactly like that, just shiny.
I heard of PUBG. I played that.
Yeah, I heard of it. I've seen little, never played it. That looks like Call of Duty to me.
Yeah, but that's all it is. Is a last man standing. Like that's all the game is a constant last man standing match. So whenever you join, you're joining 100 other people. Like a lot of these kids, they actually form teams together to kill the other 100 people so they can be the last ones left so they can kill each other. But that, you know, that's these kids.
So there's 10 of us in whatever board, and we're like, you know, although we're not an official team, we're going to work. Yeah, okay.
But sometimes I don't think you're supposed to do that from what I understand with the game. Because if you're doing that, something like you get banned from the game or some shit, or I don't know. I don't understand how it works, but from what I understand, the rules of the game is a last man standing match. You got to be the last one out of 100 people, and that like you have to keep that rank. Like that's your rank, pretty much. So every day it's gonna drop down to 0. So you got to keep joining the party to keep at the top, pretty much.
Well, I volunteer to be the first one out.
It's like it's one of those games for kids that like, you know, the grind.
That had the fucking time.
that just like shooting each other pretty much. Like it has no story, it has no meaning. Like they just like shooting each other. That's what the game is for.
All right.
That's okay. That was my so my shit is always the Grand Theft Auto games.
Mm-hmm.
Those games I end up spending hours playing, hours and hours and hours and hours.
Well, yeah,
and I remember my nephew.
Story.
Yeah, it's got a story. But my nephew would play it, right? And he's that, especially at the time, he's that age of like this Call of Duty online players and stuff. And what he would annoy me with is he would play Grand Theft Auto, but he would use the cheats.
Mm.
So he would, want a tank, or he would want, all the weapons and all the ammo. And then, like a crotchety old man, this used to make me mad because if you beat the game with cheats, then you aren't really beating the game. You know what I mean? You're not really working here. Seriously. And yeah, I can't. I love my nephew, but well, these kids can eat a manatee dick because they're all little suckers, fucking cheaters. All they want to do, is win. All they want to do is win. They don't care how they win. They just want to win.
But yeah, that's what I was telling you before. Like this is a career for them, pretty much. They're not even looking for money. Like they just
they watch each other play. Yeah, they watch each other play and pay each other money.
Just to get.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, man. PayPal is a motherfucker.
What? God bless.
I mean, Cash App is that shit? There's a Cash App. Everybody got their Cash App popping. My Cash App is popping. My Cash App is cool.
I mean, I kind of understand. The extension of that is like the gamer girls, right? So these little dummies will watch these girls play games, and they'll give them money. So I kind of understand that. But then again, I don't understand that because
I definitely don't.
Do they not know that porn exists?
Yeah,
like
they do, but it's not.
You kind of could just spend your money on porn. Like,
yeah, you can. You can.
Just go do that.
Lots of it.
But then it feels more personal when they say their names and shouting their mouths.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, say my fucking gamer tag."
Like I really know her,
I bought a T-shirt from you.
And that sense of reality, that sense of ultimate reality that they want becomes a little closer to more reality. With the fact that
I know her. Oh my God.
That's all it takes, bro.
Typical fan behavior.
Wow.
All it takes. Those are the kind of fans we need for effed up fucking radio.
Woo!
Where are you fucking assholes?
Effed up radio. In your face.
Sorry, Justin. I couldn't help that.
Yeah, I felt assaulted by that, but I'm happy.
Did you get bombarded? Did you feel bombarded?
I did. I felt a little afraid. If I had a gun, I would have grabbed it. I wouldn't have used it.
Fuck at you in Arizona.
Bombardment.